Hi guys, welcome to my first makeup tutorial for Creators Makeup Academy. Today I'm going to be doing kind of a signature me, glowy, fresh, bronzy kind of makeup look, and I'm going to be using my friend Sadie as a model. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I've jumped straight in with the brow, but beforehand all I did to Sadie's skin was I prepped it with a little bit of my Kiehl's Aqua Rosal Moisturiser, which is amazing. It's really lightweight and you can't really feel it on the skin, but it acts as a nice base for for foundation, sorry. And then all you can see me doing now is going in with a little bit of Illamasqua Brow Cake in the colour Thunder with an angled brush. I will list the brushes down below. So Thunder is my favourite brow product because of the colour of it. It's a really good one for pretty much every hair colour. I use it on blonde hair all the way down to people with black hair. There are really good colours in between, but that's just a really good one to reach for when you're in an appointment. And I'm just really slowly building up the shape of Sadie's brow. I'm pretty much sticking with a natural shape, I'm just thickening it up a little bit. And then I'm taking a mascara wand and I'm just going to soften that product, especially through the front, so you've got a nice soft feathered look through that brow. And then I'm going to take my Maybelline brow gel in the colour Clear and just kind of pull all of the hair up and then back before we go in with our concealer, so they're nice and fluffy looking. Okay, so now I'm taking my favourite concealer brush, which is a MAC 252. I've noticed that a lot of British makeup artists favour this concealer brush, and that is because it is amazing. It's really flat and it can pick up a lot of product and smooth it out and get a really sharp line underneath the brow. And all you can see me doing is really slowly carving out the shape. I'm using NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the colour Custard, I think. And yeah, and then I'm going to start taking that over the lid really slowly and start patting it in, and then taking a fluffy brush and just blending the edges out. This is going to act as my eyeshadow base. When you're doing a look with a lot of eyeshadow and pigment and powder, you want kind of a tacky base, which is the reason why I'm not going to set my eyeshadow base. I'm just going to kind of leave it nice and tacky. And then a trick I like to do, especially when I'm doing a stronger brow like this, is take a fluffy brush and just feather the beginning of the eyebrow, like the underneath line of the eyebrow, to soften it up a little bit, which makes it look more natural. And now you can see I've got my other brow on, and I'm just gonna smooth out that concealer before I begin with my eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow I'm going in with first is actually a cream eyeshadow, and it's from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's in the colour Marie Antoinette, which is a really nice kind of cool gold colour. It's not too gold, which I'm a big fan of. And then yeah, I'm just building that up really slowly in little layers. And now I'm taking a flat brush from Zoeva and I'm picking up on a loose highlighter actually from Artist Couture in the colour Lickable, which is like a really bronzy gold kind of colour. And I'm just going to pat that over the lid to warm up the cream eyeshadow I put on previously, which is going to kind of make Sadie's cool green eyes stand out. And then I'm taking a fluffy brush and just pulling that upward into the blend, but making sure I leave a little bit of a gap between the eyebrow for my eyebrow highlight. And then now I'm grabbing Coffee by MAC, which is a really rich dark brown pencil. It's quite close to black, to be honest. And I'm just going to kind of trace a line across Sadie's lashes, making sure to get all the way into the inner corner, and then taking a MAC 212 brush, and I'm just going to blend that out really slowly. And then repeating another layer of Coffee to get it nice and dark. And then again in with my 212 brush. And I'm just going to keep repeating that until I'm satisfied with how dark Coffee is. And then I'm going to start to pull it out slightly and wing it out to give Sadie's eye a bit of a wing look. And then now you can see me going in with Urban Decay Blackout, which is the best black eyeshadow hands down I've ever used. It's so dark and black, with the same 212 brush, and I'm just going to pat that over Coffee to kind of give it a nice graduation, a nice fade, so we've got a little bit of an ombre effect kind of, so it's darkest towards Sadie's lashes and then it's getting lighter as we come upward. And then all you could see me doing then was I grabbed a pencil brush and my favourite brown eyeshadow from NARS called Galapagos, which is a really nice shimmery dark brown, just to help smoke out that line a little bit. And then I've popped on a lash. I've used Tatty lashes in the style TL4, which are a really nice feathery pair of mink lashes. And then I'm just gonna go over my lash band with a little bit of Maybelline black gel liner and an angled brush to help secure those lashes in place and make sure the lash band is really nice and dark. And then I'm grabbing a little bit of mascara, which is the Yves Saint Laurent one. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna go right down to the root of the lash to make sure they're nice and dark underneath the pair of fake lashes that we've used. And then for Sadie's waterline, we went for a really rich warm brown pencil from MAC called Costa Riche, which really looked nice against her green eyes. The contrast was really pretty. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Hydra Veil for her skin from Illamasqua and just massage that in, which is going to help hydrate her skin, and it's also got a lot of glycerin in, so the foundation is going to stick to that really well and help it last for a long time. And then I'm just going to mist the skin with Fix Plus before I go in with foundation. And the foundation that I went for today is NARS Sheer Glow in the colour Barcelona, which is a really nice foundation colour for people that wear fake tan. And I mixed that as well with my MAC Luster Drops in the colour Barbados Girl, which is like a really nice bronzy liquid illuminator. And then I buff that over the skin with a My Kitco 0.12 brush. And the reason I use a natural hair fibre brush is because I find it kind of airbrushes the foundation onto the skin. And then around the brow, I just took the same concealer brush from before, the MAC 252, and the same foundation combo I used, just to kind of sneak my way around the brow and make sure it's really nice and sharp on the top line. And then once I was happy that the brows were nice and sharp on top, I just went in with my foundation brush and buffed that over the forehead. Now, my philosophy with foundation is definitely to build up thin layers of it, rather than do one really full thick layer, because in my opinion that helps the foundation last longer and also looks a lot smoother on the skin. In the past, when I have tried with the one thick layer on myself, I have personally experienced it sliding off a lot quicker and just not looking as smooth and airbrushed on the skin. So if you take a tip from foundation from me, it would definitely be to build up slowly in thin layers, and then you'll immediately see the longevity of the foundation will be increased and just the overall look and appearance will be a lot nicer. And then I'm just grabbing my best friend, which is a beauty blender, and just patting that all over the skin to kind of remove any brush strokes and make sure it's really nice and flawless. And then all you can see me doing now is taking NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the colour Ginger under the eye to wipe out any dark circles and make sure it's nice and full coverage under there, because I really like a nice smooth full coverage under eye. This colour was a little bit dark for me, so what you'll see me going in with next after we've done the cream contour is a lighter concealer. But first I'm going to do cream contour, and I'm going to pick up my Iconic London contour kit, and I kind of mixed the three darker shades together to create a custom contour colour for my client. Yeah, Sadie was definitely more of the darker ones in the light kit today because she had a little bit of a tan. And then once I had kind of mapped out the cream contour, so I just went around the perimeters of the face, the nose and under the lip, I started to blend that in with my beauty blender, and also went in with my foundation brush again just to make sure there were absolutely no edges and the two products, the foundation and the cream contour, were perfectly blended together. And around the nose and under the lip in like harder to reach areas, I went in with a little natural fluffy goat hair brush, which is easier than using a beauty blender and gets that nose contour nice and sharp without blending it out too much. Okay, so same thing on the other side. I'm using both the sponge and the brush to blend out that contour to make sure it's really nice and seamless. Okay, so I wanted to highlight the face a little bit more with my cream product, so I went in with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in the colour SX2, which is the second to lightest colour, which does look a little bit extreme, but when blended in with your beauty blender, it looks a lot softer and blended out. That was just to give a little bit of a lift to the areas I highlighted previously, to make them stand out and again look really three-dimensional and perfect. Sadie has a really tiny forehead, so I put a lot in the middle of her forehead to kind of bring that out. And then to warm up the skin a little bit, I then took my Chanel Soleil Tendre Chanel, which is a really nice warm cream bronzer, and my Real Techniques powder blur brush to, warm the skin up. And then now you can see me going in with my favourite contour powder, which is MAC Mineralized Powders, and a MAC 168 brush, and the colour I'm using is dark golden. And they can be a little bit too warm in my opinion, again, to kind of contradict what I just said, so I'm just going to take my NARS Laguna bronzer in the colour Laguna and just carve out the cheekbone, and then I'm going to use a little duo fibre brush to go around the nose. And then under the eye, now that I'm happy with the lightness and the colour, I'm going to take the same beauty blender and dip into my Laura Mercier powder, and I'm just going to kind of press that into the skin under the eye, along the jawbone and into the centre of the forehead, and then I'm going to begin on cream highlighter. The highlighter I'm using is a cream, like I said, from Illamasqua, and it is in the colour Supernatural, and I have mixed it a little bit with Aurora, which is a lighter colour, but I'm just going to press that along all of the places I like to highlight, which is the cheekbone, above the brow, on the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, the cupid's bow and the chin. Just to bring out under the eyes a little bit more and on the jawline, I am going to take a little bit of MAC Light Mineralized Powder on a My Kitco 0.14 brush, and then I'm just going to contour the nose a little more. Now you can see me picking up Illamasqua Heroin eyeshadow just to kind of pull the wing of the eyeshadow out a little bit more. This is something I like to do in order to give the face a really slick, pulled back look. This eyeshadow is great for contouring on pale skin tones as well. I do that quite a lot. And then because most of my clients aren't satisfied with one highlighter, I am going to go in with another one, and I am going to use my My Kitco 0.12 brush or 0.11 brush, I can never remember the name of it, and my favourite highlighter of the moment, which is Shine Bright by Doll Beauty. I've noticed a lot of makeup artists are kind of falling in love with this highlighter, and that is because it is so intense, and equally it doesn't pick up the texture of the skin too much, with a lot of really pigmented highlighters can do. And then I'm just going to take that under the eyebrow as well. Okay, under the eye I'm just going to take that same cream eyeshadow from Charlotte Tilbury on a little smudger brush from My Kitco. And then I'm going to kind of pull that down under the eye a little bit, smoke it out. And you could just leave that by itself, to be honest, that does look really nice, but I'm going to be adding a little bit of the warm brown colour from NARS that we used before, which is Galapagos, and then I'm just going to coat the bottom lashes with some mascara as well. For blush, I kind of wanted something that was present, but equally not too overpowering and nice and peachy, so I picked up my NARS blush in the colour Liberty, and my Milani blush in the colour Luminoso, which has been a huge favourite of mine for years. It's really peachy and it's got a little bit of gold shimmering, which looks really pretty on pretty much every skin colour I've found, and I'm just using that on a MAC 133, which is perfect and kind of fits onto the apple of the cheek really nicely. Okay, so for lip liner, I'm going to go in with a really dark lip liner actually by MAC in the colour Chestnut. It's a really dark brown, but I kind of use that to outline and then blend it in with my lipstick so it doesn't look too ridiculous, too 90s supermodel, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of bring out Sadie's lip line slightly with that. I'm emphasising the outer corners a lot because I think that makes the lips look really nice and pouty. And I'm going to go under her bottom lip slightly as well. And then for lipstick, I'm going to take Honey Love by MAC, which is a really nice warm nude colour. It's really light actually, and again, is a huge contrast to the really dark brown lip liner we use, but the combination of the two of them is going to make a really nice nude colour, which complements Sadie's skin tone really nicely, I think, especially with all the warm colours we've used. So yeah, I'm using a square lip brush that I got off eBay, believe it or not, which is the best thing I've ever bought. And then I'm going to take a combination of 2 lip glosses to get that really wet look lip. I'm using my Kiko gloss in the shade 02, I think it's called Hydra Gloss, and the new Peaches and Cream gloss in the colour Diamond, which has actually got a really pink shine to it, but the Kiko one is really golden, so the combination of the two is just going to look completely wet looking, almost like glass. And then I'm moving on to highlighting Sadie's collarbones and décolleté using a liquid highlighter from NARS called Coco Cabana. I've used a My Kit Co 0.9 brush just to buff in that liquid highlighter, and if you couldn't already tell, I am a really huge fan of My Kit Co brushes. And then I'm just using the same contour colour that I used before around Sadie's collarbones, and then throwing a little bit of baby oil on it just for the end pictures. I'm going to set this skin with Fix Plus, and then yeah, that's pretty much the finished look. So yeah, that's a really nice golden, dewy, summery makeup tutorial, really in right now I think. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and yeah, I'll see you next time. See you later.